Section 4.7 continued. Tangent of arctangent of -5. Remember, arc or inverse is asking you to find an angle measure. So this is asking us to find the tangent of the angle that has a tangent value of -5. Start with your inside function. What angle has a tangent value of -5? Since arctangent is negative, we have to draw it down here in quadrant 4. Arctangent is opposite over adjacent. So this inside function is saying what angle has a tangent value of -5? That angle does right there. Now we want to turn around and find the tangent of that angle. Well, what's the tangent of that angle? -5. And that should make sense because tangent and arctangent are inverses of each other. They should cancel, and you're left with just -5 in this case. And if you think about the wording of this, find the tangent of the angle that has a tangent value of -5. That should also, the English that goes along with that should tell you why that is -5. Letter B. Here you have to be a little more careful, because remember, arc sine is only defined over certain values. So you can't just cancel these out and say 5 pi over 3, because arc sine isn't defined at 5 pi over 3. If I rotate 5 pi over 3, that takes us into quadrant 4, and this reference angle is pi over 3. So basically all we need to do is rename this angle. Instead of calling it 5 pi over 3, we can call it negative pi over 3, and that is in the interval in which arc sine is defined. Letter C here, cosine of the inverse cosine of pi. Because cosine is your outside function, you can just cancel those. You're left with pi. Sine of the arc sine of pi, same thing. We're just going to be left with pi. Tangent of the arc cosine of 2/3. Start with your inside function. Arc cosine is positive in quadrant 1. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Use Pythagorean theorem to find the third side. 9 minus 4 is 5, so that's going to be root 5. What angle has a cosine value of 2/3? That angle does. And now we need to find the tangent of that angle, opposite over adjacent, root 5 over 2. Cosine of the arc sine of -3/5. Start with your inside function. Arc sine of -3/5. Arc sine is negative down here. Opposite over hypotenuse. Pythagorean triple, 3, 4, 5. What angle has a sine value of -3/5? That angle right there. And now we need to find the cosine of that angle, adjacent over hypotenuse, 4/5. Sine of the arc cosine of 3x. Start with your inside function. Arc cosine of 3x. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Pythagorean theorem to find that third side. Leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. Take the square root. This side is 1 minus the square root of 1 minus 9x squared. And now we want to find the sine. There's the angle that has the cosine value of 3x, and we want to find now the sine of that angle. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so that's over 1, which is just that. Here we want to find the cotangent of that angle. Cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, so instead of opposite over adjacent, that's adjacent over opposite. And for these, when you're just expressing these ratios, you do not need to rationalize in those problems. You can leave that in that form.